Hey guys, it's Luke from RetroRevival here, and today, as you can see, I'm on the white background, not for a LEGO video, but today I'm doing a collection video, which I love to do, and some of my collection videos have actually done very well. In fact, the most popular video that I posted this year was my PSP UMD movie collection video, which at the point of me recording this has over 1,000 views, and I'm so thankful for that. And in fact, my most viewed video on my channel is the original PSP UMD movie video, which has over 15,000 views, which is also great. But today, I am showing you one of my passions of game collecting, and this is the N64. The amazing console made, of course, by Nintendo, the Nintendo 64, but abbreviated to N64. Got some great games, some classic games. Some of the greatest games ever made are on this console. And in fact, years ago, right when I started being called RetroRevival, because I changed my name from Chunky Craft, but yeah, when I started becoming RetroRevival, I used to do collections of my games, like just showing them off, and I did I think it was a NES, a SNES, and an N64 collection. But of course, my console library has grown a lot since then. It's actually shrunk a little bit as well. I just went through and got rid of some of the stuff I didn't really want anymore. So just to, you know, thin out the collection a bit and get me a bit more money to get more games in my collection. So here we have the first game. We've got quite a few to go through today, so I'm not going to spend too long on a lot of these, because I think I've got about 20 or 30 to go through. And some of these you've already seen in the other video. So without further ado, let's get on to the first one, which is Super Mario 64, which is probably the most influential game of all time, I would say. I know that's like geez, that's a big statement to say, but this is a great platformer. I love it. Platformers are some of my favourites. So yeah, this is classic and amazing, and you can play this on the Switch with the Super Mario 3D All-Stars. But anyway, the next one, I'm just going to slide them in like this, is Pokemon Snap. And I absolutely love this. You take pictures of Pokemon. There's a sequel that's just come out on the Switch a few months ago, and by a few months, I mean probably 6 months ago now when this is coming out. It is just absolutely phenomenal. I love it. It's a bit campy, which I mean, it's a bit, a bit tongue-in-cheek, a little bit cool. I don't know what I'm saying, but I just like this one. It's probably my favourite Pokemon game. Anyway, the next one is the classic, another classic game, Mario Kart 64. Of course, everybody knows this game. It's amazing. I'd say the real start of the Mario Kart series is this game, because we had Super Mario Kart, which playing that nowadays isn't great, but this one's pretty good. I mean, it's got a few problems with like rubber banding, but I really love this one. But anyway, the next game, I know I'm going through these quite quickly, but we've got a lot to go through, is Conker's Bad Fur Day, and this is actually one of my most rare and expensive N64 games, because they didn't make many, and it's a great game. Let me just push it a bit more to the centre. There we go. Yeah, it's a great game. They didn't make many of them, so it's kind of shot up in value. It's about 90 quid. I got this as a gift off my brothers, so thank you guys for that. It's a platformer, quite rude. It's got a lot of swearing in it. It's got a boss battle in it called the Great Mighty Pooh. Haha, very funny. It's great, and I really like this one. But anyway, the next game is another beloved game. I've only really just got into this recently, even though I've had it for a long time. Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. And I said in the last video, I don't really like RPGs that much, and that kind of still stands. However, I played Breath of the Wild, and I really enjoyed that game. I haven't got a lot of time on it, only about 20 or 30 hours, which sounds like a lot, but when you put it into perspective on a game, it's really not. But yeah, I really enjoyed that game, so I came back to this one, and I like it a bit more now. I kind of understand it a bit more now. I've got on my feet a bit, so I'm enjoying that one a lot more. But a lot of people love this game. It's got phenomenal music in it. It's just absolutely beautiful, some of the music in it. But yeah, Ocarina of Time. And the next one is another favourite on the N64, and there we go, that's one of the cartridges falling over. It's another favourite on the N64. This is Diddy Kong Racing. The cover's a little bit scratched up there, which is annoying. But this is great. It is probably the greatest. Actually, no, it is. I'm just going to go out and say it is. It's the greatest kart racing game that isn't Mario Kart. Interestingly enough, this has Conker and Banjo-Kazooie in it. So this is actually a really fun game. You can play as Diddy Kong. It's got a story mode, which is different to a lot of racing games. You can play as a plane, you can do a hoverboard, you can do a hovercraft, sorry. And you can play as normal karts, and it's a lot of fun, so you guys check it out, and it's not too expensive. So, the next game is another racing game, and this is F-Zero-X, and in fact some of these racing games I might use in a series that I've been thinking about in the future, so that's quite ominous. But anyway, here we have F-Zero-X, another racing game? No, it's another great racing game. And this one is like insane. You go at like 6,000 miles per hour all the time. It is absolutely crazy. Great music in this as well. The guitar riff that opens up when you play this game, or when you click play on this game, is amazing. So if you've got an N64, check it out. But anyway, we've got another high-pace, fast racing game, and this is Star Wars Episode 1 Racer, which is actually better than the Phantom Menace itself. So, yeah, I'm not a big fan of Phantom Menace, to be honest. But this is a good game. I really like this one. This one's a bit scratched as well. Well, it's got a bit of a tear there on the cover, which is annoying. But, yeah, it's a really great game. Of course, you drive around, and you recreate the pod racing scene from the movie. I only ever pick Anakin or Sebulba, because those are the only characters that anybody cares about. But, yeah, it's a great game. And the next one, fast pace. The next one is Lylat Wars. However, most people know this as Star Fox 64. You know what? I like this game. I haven't played loads of it, but I do like this game. I just need to readjust where I'm sitting. There we go, that's better. Yeah, I do like this game. I kind of think it's a little bit stupid it's called Lylat Wars over here and not Star Fox 64, because that's a great name for this game. It's a lot better name than Lylat Wars. But there's a few little things I don't like about this game. Like, for instance, you can't save. Why can't you save? I mean, most of these games have got a saving function in them. So why can't you save this game? It's a bit weird. However, you know, every single Star Fox game since this has been pretty much a remake of this game. So that just shows how good it is. It's not really my cup of tea. I do like it. But, you know, it's probably my favourite Star Fox game out of the ones I've played. So, you know, I can't complain too much. But anyway, the next one is Yoshi Story. A fun game, quite a childish game. But, you know, there's nothing wrong with being a bit childish now and again. So, a really fun game. It's a platformer. It's a really cute art style. And this one actually holds up very well today. Because a lot of these games don't look very nice. Judging by like modern standards, but this one looks nice. It's fun, it's colourful. I like the art style, so you know it gets a thumbs up from me. The next one, right, here we go, keep going, is Paper Mario. Now this is an expensive one. I bought this for 90 quid, which sounds like a lot, but I did have an £80 voucher from CEX, so I got it for a tenner. So I picked it up. And again, I'm not a big fan of RPGs, but this one is fun, and this one definitely holds up by today's standards. The best Paper Mario game by far, and it looks great, plays great, it's got a fun story. I think it's very revolutionary for the time. It came out in the late part of the N64's era. Expensive game now. It's sharp in value. It's about 125. So you know, it's another expensive one. But anyway, the next game is Pokemon Stadium. Now, I talked about this one in the last video, I believe, so I'm not going to spend too long on this one. You basically have Pokemon battles, but instead of it being on like the Game Boy in 2D, it's 3D now. And my favourite part of this is still the mini games, because you know they're just so much fun, and you can just put them on with a friend and play them, and they're just a great bit of fun for a bit. And the next game is Lego Racers, and this is a favourite for me when I was a kid. I used to have this on my PC. I've still got the disc, actually. It's sitting on my shelf. I used to love this one. Such a fun game. Just a great... Well, it's not great. It's probably just my nostalgia goggles shining through, because I used to enjoy this one a lot as a kid. And you get to make your own racer, like your own kart as well, which is awesome. I don't think any other racing game has allowed you to do that. So it's really good, and I can't believe they got a PC game onto this little cartridge, which is really cool. The music in it is really catchy. The handling is not great, but you know, it's still a lot of fun. And next up is another racing game, Wave Race 64, quite a cheap game. But this is pretty much just a jet ski racing game. Handles pretty well, it looks pretty nice still, so I'm not going to spend too much more time on this one. And yeah, it's a good game, pick it up if you've got an N64. Next up, there we go, I don't know why I said what. Next up is Kirby 64 The Crystal Shards. Another expensive N64 game, which I have not spent too much time on. Yeah, it's fun, it's colourful. This one also looks really good, but you know, it's a first-party game, so you'd expect that. So yeah, I really like this game. And also, it's expensive. It's about 90, well, no, maybe not 90, it's about 80 quid now. I bought this for less than that, I got it for about 50. So, you know, it gains its value. But anyway, next up is a classic, Donkey Kong 64. And I'll be honest, the best part of this game is the rap. The DK rap is so legendary. I know it off by heart. It is just a beautiful song. It's better than Stairway to Heaven. It's better than Bohemian Rhapsody. It is the greatest song ever made. Okay, maybe that's a bit overkill there, but it's amazing. And that's probably the best part of the game, because the gameplay itself I'm not a huge fan of, to be honest. Yeah, it's just the rap. I just like this game for the rap, to be honest. There's too many collectibles in this game, which everybody already knows. However, if they were to make a new version of this on the Switch and sort of polish it up, maybe refine the gameplay elements, that'd be great. And also the DK crew, I know it's kind of tied up in the, you know, the rights with Rareware, but I'd love those characters to be added to Mario Kart at some point. Anyway, next up is WrestleMania 2000, and this is back when WWE was called WWF. And this is a great wrestling game. Personally, my favourite wrestling game on the console. However, going back to play these now, it's not great. I know a lot of people love these, but personally I didn't grow up with them, so maybe I don't like them as much. You know, it's a classic one. However, the next game, I'm actually going to put side by side with it, because a lot of people love this one even more. And this is WWF No Mercy, and another game has just fallen off the edge. But No Mercy is a lot of people's favourite, but I actually prefer WrestleMania 2000. I think that I've just put them together just because they're wrestling games, but a lot of people say this is the best wrestling game ever. I don't really agree with that personally, but you know, I understand why people like this because of nostalgia. But anyway, next up is Blast Corps, or Corp, or well, it's definitely not Corpse, but Blast Corps I'm gonna go with. And this is basically just a game where you destroy stuff, so you know, that's fun. Yeah, it's just fun, so if you want to pick this up, do that. But anyway, next up, Body Harvest. Not a game I've played a lot of, to be honest, so I can't really talk about it. It's got a cool label though, and it's got kind of an interesting name. But anyway, Pilot Wars 64. Pilot Wings 64, sorry, is up next. And I've got it mixed up with Lilac Wars. No, but Pilot Wings 64 is up next. And in this, it's pretty much like a skydiving and flying simulation game, which is kind of cool. And I haven't played much of this. A lot of these I haven't played much of after this point. So, yeah. But next up is one I've played a bit more of, and this is Excitebike 64. A really fun game. I love Excitebike, and in fact, I've played that on this channel, the original one. So if you want to go and check that out right now, you can. Actually, no, wait till the end of the video and then watch it. But this one's fun. It doesn't look great by nowadays standards, but for an N64 game, it looks pretty good. So I'll give it a pass. And the next game, god damn it, I wish I brought a bottle of water, because my throat is killing now. I've been talking for like not half an hour, I've been talking for like quarter of an hour straight. Jeez. The next game is Star Wars Shadows of the Empire. Now, I think this is kind of like a predecessor to the Battlefront series, which I know a lot of people like, and I feel like this is pretty much what started it. Not my favourite Star Wars N64 game. There's another one coming up which I quite like, not as much as Pod Racer though, that is the best. And in fact, I may as well bring up the next Star Wars game. Let me just, there it is, grabbed it now. The next one is Star Wars Rogue Squadron. Fun game, really cool label there, I really like that one. Doesn't look great, however you do get to play as an X-Wing, which is awesome, and you get to, you know, trip over the walkers, which is really cool. And I think this one's probably the next best Star Wars game on the console. I'm missing one, which is the Naboo one. I don't have that one, sadly, just yet. But I'm sure I will get it. I'm sure I will get it down the line. There we go, I said it right in the end. Anyway, the next one is a really bad game. However, I love this game. This is South Park. Of course, based on the hit show. A really funny show. Although, well, it used to be really funny. It's not great anymore, sadly. This is a shooting game. And in fact, I'm going to pair it with this next one, because they sort of go hand in hand, because they use the same engine, which is weird, because there's Turok 2 Seeds of Evil. I'm pretty sure it was this game. I think it's one of the Turok games that shares the same engine with, and they're so completely different. However, they both are shooting games. I'm not normally a big fan of shooting games, but South Park is a lot of fun, and Turok 2 is okay as well. So, next up we have got, boom, push them all across, 1080, snowboarding. I don't know, what does it say there? It just says 1080, just in writing instead. 1080 snowboarding. I really like the SSX games on the PS2. So this is kind of like what happened before them, I guess. I haven't played this one too much, I don't really get it. Like, the controls are a bit off, and oh my god, I'm such an idiot, because the next game, I may as well just slip on to the next game now, is Turok Rage Wars. I should have just paired this up with the other Turok game. Yeah, it's a Turok game. You fight dinosaurs. So, yeah, it's pretty standard. Not as good as Seeds of Evil, which is a little bit of a shame. However, the final game today, we're ending out on a low. Even though a lot of people end out on a high, we're ending out on a low, because this is Rugrats Treasure Hunt. It's a Mario Party clone that's not very good. In fact, it's one of the first games I got on this console, and it's not great. You know, it's cheap. If you guys want to laugh, if you guys have any friends and you just want to laugh at a dumb game, you can sort of pass the time with this one, although I wouldn't pick it personally. So guys, there we have it, the N64 collection that I have at the moment. I want to add some games into it, and in fact I was thinking about doing a top 10 list of my favourite N64 games, so let me know if you guys want to see that. I'll actually do some screen recordings as well, straight off my N64, so you can see them in action. So it's not just me looking at cartridges, you can actually see them up on the screen. And these two, you know, a bit of a spoiler alert for that top 10, these two are my favourite games. Super Mario 64, Pokemon Snap, both amazing. Pokemon Snap's really underrated, and Super Mario 64 is just brilliant. Yeah, I love these two games, and I love the N64, and in fact, I want you guys to go and check out the original video I did on these, so you can sort of see how my collection has changed and grown over the last few years, and some games that I've sadly, although not sadly, but I have got rid of them, and I'm going to put the money for them towards maybe some new games, and maybe a few years down the line, I'll update this list, you never know. So guys, if you have enjoyed this video, please let me know and click the like button, and leave a comment, that'd be great. Anyway, I've been Luke from RetroRevival. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all later. Bye.